Are we live? Let's see. Let me check
We are.
my channel.
Yes, we are live. Yeah, because like it's written on the side. Yeah.
Yeah, but
we
I just
are.
want to check YouTube.
10 seconds already.
We're live. We're live.
Oh, hi.
Hello,
We should
everyone.
begin. Hello.
Hello. Welcome to my channel. SHAUUNZERS here. And this is our live stream. It's 2 weeks until Eurovision week, but rehearsals are starting next week. So 2 weeks, 1 week. I'll let you decide. And I'm joined by some Eurovision reactors, ex-reactors, and fans. Do you guys want to introduce yourselves, or should I do it?
Why not? Why not?
We are going to
We can do
introduce
it.
ourselves.
Fantastic. So I'm going to start on my right. I'm going to start with Estonia.
So me, okay.
Yeah.
Welcome to Estonia. This is Tartu calling. My name is Eston. You know, maybe my channel Epic Eurovision guy, and let's see what Eurovision season brings. Excited to be here, and thank you, Sean, for inviting me.
Thank you for accepting the invite. It's really a pleasure. Moving on
Now it's my
to
turn, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, my name is Giorgio. First of all, I would like to tell Epic's Estonian Eurovision guy congratulations, because he's from the same town as Laura Polvere, who is one of my idols.
Love
And you guys might know me from the Eurovision reactions that I used to do like 2 or 3 years ago, but now I have stopped because it takes way too long to edit all those videos, but I still follow the Eurovision, so it's all fine. And now it's time for Becca to introduce herself.
Well, hi. I guess I'm the only female in this group, but that's okay.
represent.
And yeah, so I'm from Malta, the same as Sean. I don't have YouTube channels, but I have been watching Eurovision since maybe 6-7 years old. So it's always been part of my life. So when Sean told me, would you want to be part of this live streams? I'm like, might as well, why not?
She
So
said,
quite
"Oh my
excited for
fucking
this
god,
year.
I don't know."
I mean, quite excited for this year. I mean, despite last year of what happened, so due to the pandemic, so very looking forward for this year to have actually something to look forward to. So yeah, that's me.
Fantastic. We have everyone, and I'm just going to start off by saying, anyone who's watching, if we do have anyone, please feel free to subscribe to my channel and hit the like button if you did, and if you will enjoy this live stream. And you have the people in the description box, so feel free to check out their Instagram and Twitter for some people. And we also have Epic Eurovision guy who has a channel, so check us all out over there. And we already have some comments, so I'll get to that later. But let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and start with our first question. So we have 39 songs in this year's Eurovision Song Contest, but let's throw it back a little bit and go back to national finals and the whole season. If there is one song, or maybe 2 or 3, I don't know, I'll let you decide. If there are any songs which you think could have been better than the ones that actually were selected, who are they? And I'm gonna start with George, because I think he's gonna spill some tea.
I don't really have much tea to spill, actually. It's no secret for me, and I think this is going to be a very popular opinion, that Norway is the most obvious country that didn't make a good choice. I wasn't really a fan of Kaino in particular, but I do feel like they would have gotten the best result for them, and that's one song that I would have really loved to see.
Excuse me.
Yeah?
Why don't
You're
you
a
like
Tix fan?
Kaino? I mean,
It's
how
not
can
that I don't
like
like
Kaino?
them.
Hello.
It's not that I don't
There's
like
something wrong
them.
with
I
you.
just feel
What's wrong
like
with you then?
I always prefer seeing somebody new every year. And yeah, I'm not a fan of
Fair enough.
comebacks, but I do think that they would have given Norway their best results in a while. And that includes also Spirit in the Sky.
But I mean, Norway had not only Kaino, but so many other great songs in the national selection.
I agree.
mean, Ray
I
Lee
agree.
was really, really amazing, and
Yes,
they had like
yes.
5 or 6 songs that could have easily gotten a better result, I feel like, than Tix. So,
Yes.
of course, that's my personal opinion only, but I don't know. They could have done so much better. They had
But
a
you
great
know what?
national selection.
I'm also a supporter of 100% televoting, and I feel like in the end they chose who they wanted to represent them. So even though they won't really get their best result, at least they're going to have somebody that actually represents the people of Norway, which is not what we might like, but still.
I'm gonna switch it. Well, everyone knows how much I love Kano. I actually thought Kano would have won Eurovision. Even in this lineup, I thought they would have won Eurovision with quite some ease, but that's just me. I'm gonna switch it up and say I think Irama from Italy would have done particularly well. And don't get me wrong, I love
Right.
Måneskin. I guess we're gonna talk about them a bit later. But if Irama took the Sanremo trophy from his quarantine, I think he would have been definitely a very narrow contender for the win.
Actually, I think Sanremo this year was pretty weak. I didn't really have that many songs that stuck with me. I listened through all of them, and I didn't really remember any of them. And I mean, there were some decent songs, but not anything really that would have done great in Eurovision, I think. And I don't like Måneskin. So
yeah, you're not wrong about that. Like, I do feel like we had very, very few songs that would have done well, that were memorable in Sanremo. But as Sean said, Irama was our best choice in my opinion. But I do think that Måneskin, even though I don't like them at all, never liked them,
Here we
they're
go.
like completely different from my style and from what I like. But I do think that they will click with a lot of people. They come off as real, genuine artists, so they will do well for us. And if they do well, I'm going to be happy because it's my country.
I think this year Italy, despite it was my first time actually watching Sanremo, which is surprising to be fair, because I love Italian things, everything.
Same, and we watch it here in Malta quite a lot.
Exactly, it's quite popular. So, but like I do agree with both Giorgio and Aston, like when it comes to music this year. But then again, I don't know what were the previous year's songs were. I mean, I do like Irama quite a lot. So it's Måneskin. I mean, even though Måneskin is not my type of music I usually listen on a daily basis, but it's something different. And I mean, I wouldn't mind actually seeing them winning Eurovision. I mean, to have actually a different kind of songs to win Eurovision. But then again,
that's for later questions.
I mean, then again, I wouldn't know what kind of songs that used to be played or during Sanremo because I never watched it. But I think it was, for me, maybe despite the songs, even stage-wise and everything, I think it was quite a good national final despite the whole situation of that we're currently living in. So, yeah.
I'm gonna give a small
confession for you. I have a confession for Becca, and that is that I never watched Sanremo before like 2 years ago. Even though I've lived almost my entire life in Italy, I never watched Sanremo because, I don't know, I always found Italian music quite boring. But then I watched it and it was not that bad. Like, you do get some really good songs. So I checked out the past
I'm
songs.
Surprised with all the different kind of songs. Like you have from Irama to Måneskin to Fede. And so many other different artists, and like I was actually amazed how much they take it very seriously. Like the Sanremo aspect, and it actually shows. I like it when they take it seriously because it actually shows that they really want to go for it. So I mean I do like kind of Sanremo, even their production wise. Then again, I like Italian, so everything Italian I like. So yeah.
I want to give a small shout out to a song that I think could have done really well at Eurovision, not from Sanremo because we talked about Sanremo a lot. I want to get your thoughts on Rijeka by Nina Kraljic in Dora. I really like the song. Obviously, Nina Kraljic doesn't give the best staging options, but I think when we're at a national final, we have to give way more weighting to the song. And then, change staging and performance potentially when we get to the big stage. But what do you guys, how do you think it could have done at Eurovision?
It would have been very divisive, and we have a lot of divisive entries. Personally, I did not like it at all, and I much more prefer the winner. But it is something different, and I can understand why some people like it very much.
It would have stood out, that's for sure. But maybe it would have stood out in a Telemolves way. So, like, it would have been maybe a little bit too pretentious, the fact that she called herself the iconost of Balkan alone.
yeah.
That's pretentious in a comical way, though. Like, she does it and she's totally serious about it, but I find it funny from her behalf to be calling herself like that. Like, she's very serious about her art, but she needs to draw a line between what comes off as artistic and what comes off as ridiculous. And now the line has been crossed.
I agree. I completely agree. Yeah.
But I want her to try again and again and again and again, because she's a really good artist.
But we know that she won't. She, as long as HRT stays, broadcasting Eurovision Croatia, she's not gonna do. So I'm gonna move on. From national finals. Who was your favorite national final? Which was your national favorite? Jesus Christ, I can't speak. Which was your best national final this year? Go ahead. I can't speak English today.
I mean, we didn't even discuss Estonia, Sweden, and Finland. All were actually pretty decent national selections. And I'm going to call out Yuri from Estonia. I think he would have done a great job in Eurovision. I didn't like the song at all at first, but the more I listened to it, the more I started to really love it. And Magus Melancholia would have had a song in Estonian for a while. We haven't had that, so that would have been nice. And also, I want to mention Sweden. They had a lot of.
I'm sorry, there's a thunderstorm here. Go on.
Oh.
Yeah, you could say that. But a thunderstorm was happening in Sweden as well, Melody Festival, and I mean, Erik Saade was a huge favorite. I feel like, I mean, I personally like Tusse, but Erik would have done a great job as well, and Dr. Mamas both had really, really great entries. But overall, I think the quality was very strong in Finland and in Norway.
Yeah, I think Melody Festival is something I have been tuning into for the last 5 or 6 years now. And me personally, I think this was the weakest Melody Festival ever, both in terms of the level of the songs and just the quality of the show. But the fact that we're living in a pandemic didn't really help it. Dotter was my favorite. Erik Saade was my second. And even though I don't mind to say, I think that what we need to see from Sweden these days is a risk. I think we're all sick of but at least I am. I'm sick of the safe pop and the chart-friendly songs. And I would have loved to see even Reina Rama Ding Dong, the song by the Grannies. Just for variety, I would not have minded to see that song at Eurovision. But yeah, I think this year Melody Festivalen was not my favorite national selection.
You know what about Melody Festivalen? You go to like the Swedish top 100 on Spotify and you listen to the songs, and you will realize that nothing sounds like those basic pop songs from Melody Festivalen. They sound more like Clara Klinkenstrom, for example. And that's the type of music that Sweden should be sending to represent them, like Voices. Okay, it was a #1 hit in Sweden. It's platinum. It has 10 million streams from Sweden.
Course.
I don't care. It doesn't sound like
and
anything
Fyr
people
and
listen to
Flamme were
today.
the #1 in Denmark.
Yeah, but that's more representative of what Danish people listen to. While Voices, for example, it sounds like it's out of 2014 in the end. As much as I like to say he's a very endearing person, he's very positive, but that song doesn't do him right at all. So yeah, I am not 100% happy with what Sweden sent, because I feel like he's going to have another John Lundvik type of result.
Are we?
I mean, I like Tusse's songs.
You like to say songs? We lost you a bit there, but
Becca is frozen.
She froze.
it's okay until
Sweden
she
is
finds
cold.
it.
Yeah, I mean, I do like them, but then again,
Yeah, I think, Melody Festivalen is probably gonna need to shake things up a bit in the future, maybe to have some more riskier entries. But on your point, George, I would be surprised if Tusse climbs into the top 5.
I would be very happy to see him in the top 5 because I actually really like this song. It's in my top 3 this year. But I mean, I do agree that Sweden typically sends the same kind of song every year. And I mean, Erik Saade would have been a riskier entry, I would say.
Yeah.
But
Even Clara Hammarström.
yeah, but I mean, Sweden will always do great with the juries, and this year as well. I wouldn't be surprised if I mean, Sweden is going to the final, right? I mean,
Yeah,
I think we all agree on that.
definitely. I want to give a small shout out to France, the French selection this year, C'est vous qui décidez. I really enjoyed it, and I might have enjoyed it a little bit more just because there was an audience, but I think some songs were really good, and yeah, my honorable mention this year would be C'est vous qui décidez.
We, you know what though? I feel like talking about Sweden so much. Sweden is a cold country, and Becca froze because of that.
Yeah.
So we should start talking about a warmer country to melt the ice and bring Becca back. And let's talk about Spain's selection.
Really?
Let's laugh about it. I don't know.
I mean, you really don't like
every time
any
I
of
think
the
about
songs?
any of the two songs,
Yeah.
every time I think about Spain at Eurovision, it makes me laugh because they're like one of the countries with the best music industries in Europe, and then they send those things, and I'm like, they're only wasting taxpayers' money with that. Like,
Yeah.
send something that reflects the Spanish people's taste. That song, what is it called? Voy a quedarme, yeah? That song didn't even make it into the Spanish charts at all. Like, it's not hard to get your Eurovision.
But
entry
I
to
mean, it's
international
not a
charts.
chart-friendly song. It's not a type of song that you would
It's not
play in radios.
It's not an ear-friendly song. That's the problem. It's just bad. Come on, like it goes.
We're having
nowhere.
a disagreement. Love it. Go on.
He's so coming last. Welcome back, Becca.
I don't think. Well, I'm happy they picked Voy a quedarme because to me, Memoria was plain unlistenable. But
Memoria more like Amnesia because I don't remember anything about it.
But Voy a quedarme, I actually like. I don't think it's gonna be left-hand side of the scoreboard, but if there is a good performance, I could see the juries throwing it 17th.
I mean, I personally think both songs are very, easy to listen to. They're pleasant. I think they made the right decision. Voy a quedarme is better. And although it won't make it to the left side of the scoreboard, it definitely won't be lost. I think it will have its supporters. And, it just reminded me, you said it doesn't feel Spanish or what Spain has to offer. But at the same time, it really reminded me of some background music for a soap opera from Mexico or Spain. It's like it would play in the intro and you wouldn't question it even. It suits perfectly.
So Blas Canto is one of the artists that came back, and I'm gonna roll this forward to the next question we're gonna talk about. Artists that came back from 2020. Who are our biggest surprises and who are our biggest disappointments? And since we have her back, I'm gonna start with Bex because I'm excited to see what she says on this one.
Everybody
we might lose her.
Yeah, before we lose her.
Yes, I came to this side now. Apologies, my internet and something that is happening. I mean, I'm not a fan of technology, so apologies.
Don't worry. Your biggest surprises.
Who came back from last year. Okay. I mean, there's quite a few. I mean, let me think of a few. Okay. I totally blanked out for a minute. Hold a second. Oh, let me start with disappointments. Apologies. Disappointments. I'm not happy that they sent the same singer of Serbia, that trio group. I don't like them. Definitely not at all.
Hurricane.
So I think
Yeah, but they're
I
sending the same
mean they
song
would have
as
done
as
definitely
last
better.
year,
They
so it's
sent
not a disappointment.
someone else.
Okay.
I mean,
I mean,
What about the
talking
song?
about sending as the same
so
song,
they, I
let's
mean,
talk
they're
about
just there.
Azerbaijan.
It's not-
That's a copy.
Yeah, but I like how meta it is. Like, she even mentions Cleopatra in the song. Nobody else did it. I admire this.
Can I just say, I think on the point you make about Azerbaijan, I don't mind it being a song which is literally Cleopatra 2.0 or Hasta la Vista 2.0. They didn't set out to go to Eurovision with the purpose of doing it again the next year because it was cancelled. So if, for instance, Effendi believed in Cleopatra, which I think they really did, and I think they would have done really well, it's only fair that they send a song which is as close to as possible to Cleopatra. And I think, Matahari is the twin sister, but me personally, I prefer Cleopatra because that was my number one of 2020. But I actually don't mind that they took, the same formula and repeated it this year, because this is their only chance of doing Eurovision. So it's not like they came back like Kano or I don't know, any other artist that came back and did the same song. I personally don't mind that. Any surprises though?
Slovenia.
Another surprise. I mean, that would be great.
Yes.
I mean, I'm impressed with the. I mean, Slovenia and even Greece. I am impressed with Greece. I mean, her song last year was like, there's no even words to describe it. But this year, that's what you call improvement for me and progress.
Eston, I want to hear what you want to say about Slovenia. So I paused the mic.
I don't get it why Slovenia is so hated this year. I mean, it's a huge improvement than last year. The song has not only, I think, one moment, it has multiple moments that just like, wow, it sounds amazing. Her voice is amazing. And somehow it's basically lost in the betting odds. I don't get it. I mean, yes, it's religious. Kinda, it has some religious lyrics, but who cares? I mean,
yeah, I agree with you. I love this song.
You're right.
And I like Voda as well, but I like this one, yeah.
I think there's huge anti-religious bias in Eurovision, among the Eurovision fans. And even though I'm not religious myself, I think that we should pay tribute to all the victims of anti-religion sentiments by reciting Our Father who art in heaven.
And we have multiple amens this year, so plus Fallen Angel, and of course.
To me, there's only one amen. There's only one amen. So much so that I have nothing to say about the other one. I'm gonna go ahead. I'm surprised nobody mentioned it. My biggest surprise, and mind you, I loved her song last year, but this year we've gone from potential non-qualifier to potential winner. Can we talk about San Marino?
Last year it was a surefire non-qualifier, I will say. Well, this year I don't think that she's going to come close to winning, but she will sure bring San Marino very good result because she's capable, she's very charismatic, and if she has fluoride on stage, it's going to be a collapse.
Yeah, I mean, it's a huge improvement, but I still feel like it's so much overhyped just because it's a surprise from San Marino. We didn't expect something like this. We didn't expect fucking Flo Rida. Sorry for swearing.
Yeah, it's true.
But because of that, it's talked about too much and overhyped too much. It's a good song, but it's not even close to winning, like you said. And if it comes like near top 10, I think it's good already.
I think if it wasn't San Marino, I think it would have probably come very close to winning, I think, because I think it's a damn good song. But my other surprise is actually Czech Republic. I really like Benny Christo's song this year. I didn't like Kemama, but I'm really feeling, oh my god, it's in my top 10. What do you think? Yeah, Becca doesn't like it?
Actually, I had Benny Christo 4th last year. I have him 4th this year. Like he's amazing to me. He's like the best performer we get
No.
this year. He's one of the few who are used to performing in huge arenas, and I don't understand why the bookies don't think that he will make it to the final. To me, he's a surefire qualifier. Like locals are going to love him. Like he's so cool. I mean, just look at him. He's cool.
What do you mean by
Yeah, I
local?
mean it's
Like,
very
from
very
England?
positive, very happy, and I love listening to it. I thought I might get bored of it, but no, actually, it might have even grown on me. So yeah, definitely an improvement. And I think this guy improved as well, actually. So
Yes, he did.
last year was not it was not good. This year, I think it's Suku's best effort so far. Overall, I mean, he's tried, I don't know, like 5 or 6 times in Istanbul, and every single time it's been basically a disaster. 2019 was okay, but this is as good as he can do, basically, I think so. Yeah.
He's still not
Now he can go to Eurovision. Everyone will calm down. He won't
He
try
won't
again,
qualify.
and we can have someone better next year.
Oh, thank Evans for that.
I want to throw a little bone to my biggest disappointment, which is, well, actually, one of them is actually Blas Canto. I liked Universo, not that much, but I just thought he would do something so much better than that, and it's actually maybe not so much better. Voy a quedarme. But my biggest disappointment, hands down, is Georgia. I loved Tornike Kipiani's song last year, and this year, I don't
Why are you
like it.
talking to me? I don't even like him.
I'm talking to 4 people. 3.
You said Georgia.
No, Georgia.
Georgia,
Ah,
the country.
Georgia. I thought I heard my name.
Well, it's not too far off.
I wasn't disappointed by him. I was like, I didn't expect much, and I didn't get much. That's it.
I mean, yeah, I didn't like last year, and this year
Really?
it was very unexpected to see something and hear something so slow and so different from last year. That was the surprise, but I'm not disappointed because Georgia isn't really a big player in Eurovision, so I
They
didn't
used to be a
expect
big
anything.
player.
They used to be top 10 every year, but I think last year was the year they would have gotten out of the semifinals. I think it would have qualified genuinely, but this year they'll probably come last.
Amen to
It's a
that.
possibility, yeah.
So yeah, unless we have any more disappointments or surprises.
No. I just wanted to give a shout out to
And
Eden
it
Aline.
has,
I don't know how
it
to
has
say her
been a
name in
while
English.
since Georgia has sent a
No?
good song.
Oh yeah, definitely been a while. But what about Eden Alen?
Eden Aline. Okay. What about her? Last year, Fekir DB was my favorite. When I first heard Set Me Free, I was like, what is this? And then she revamped it. She turned it into a whole another song. And now she's my
Best
third
revamp
choice.
this year.
Yeah, best revamp this year. And I confide so much in her performance capabilities. I really want her to be in the final because she's just excellence to me. Even though she wasn't given the best song for her, she really can sell it off very, very well. So yeah, I confide in Eden.
I liked Set Me Free from when it was selected. It was definitely the best one out of those 3 mediocre songs, in my opinion. Do I think it was the best revamp? Albania revamped their song.
Yeah, also that one.
Maybe I'm not gonna say it's the best revamp because I liked it initially. I think the revamp made it better, and there was that hollow I'ma make it on my own. They changed that, and it's wholesome now. It actually makes sense. So yeah, I do think it's a good revamp, and I do think that Israel will find themselves in the final. Definitely borderline, but they'll get there.
But I mean, talking about disappointments, actually, I kind of made a video about which countries fell for me. And when I look at the bottom 6, none of them, or bottom 5, none of them are returning artists. So I feel like most of the countries that didn't select the same artist fell a lot for me, but others did a decent job.
Yeah, now that I think about it, I agree with you. Like, none of the last year's participants disappointed me that much in the end. Most of them are actually in similar positions as last year. So I got what I expected.
So we have two semifinals, of course. Which one would you say is the most competitive, and as opposed to the one that you have probably more favorites in it? Gerd, Eston, what do you think?
Sorry, I lost you guys. I don't see you. I'm gonna come back right away.
Okay, Georgia, we're gonna start with you then.
So I'm going to be the one telling the obvious.
Yeah.
There's just the two of us. The obvious is that semifinal one is the stronger one. Like everyone's saying it. What else is
I
there
think
to
it's
say?
definitely the most competitive. I have more of my personal favorites in semifinal two, and yeah, probably semifinal one because of we have Estonia back.
Ole.
I was saying before we lost Estonia, I was saying I think semifinal one is more competitive because there are a lot of powerhouses. I mean, you know, we have Australia as a borderline qualifier purely because they're Australia, I think, and we have a lot of jury bait and a lot of televote bait, so it makes things more competitive. What do you think, Eston?
I mean, it isn't even comparable, I think. Like, first semi-final, we're going to lose some very, very good entries, and we're going to have some very big surprises, some surprising non-qualifiers, some surprising qualifiers. I think in the second semi-final, everyone who's like supposed to go through, like we have Bulgaria, we have Finland, we have Switzerland, they'll go through no problem.
Latvia?
We are not there yet.
We're not.
But in the first semi-final, I mean, it's so difficult to even predict what's going to happen there. I have no clue.
Becca, you have most of your favorites in semi-final one, right?
Yes, they're all in semi-final one, and to be fair, I already know that night is going to be crucial because there are so many good songs that I personally like, and like only 10 has to pass through, so it's going to be very tough. While on the other hand, semi-final 2, there are a few good songs, but that's it. There's the major part of songs in semi-final 2 I do not like, so whether they pass or not doesn't make a difference for me, to be honest. Well, if they pass or not, I prefer if they don't pass, but then again, it's up to to the jury. But then again, semi-final one, I definitely, it's gonna be very, very tough. I think they didn't actually place the countries according. If they would have,
well, it was a draw.
Place them more. I know it was a draw, but it's. I think it's quite unfair to compare to semi-final 1 to semi-final 2. Then again, it's luck, but I feel it's quite unfair. But then again, it's a competition, so whoever wins and passes, it's part of the game.
It is what it is.
Well, I just want to say the draw is necessary because otherwise, a lot of the block voting countries will be together, and you can't have that. Then it will be even more unfair, I think. So yeah, some decisions have got to be made, and
I'm happy we touched on this point. I think the semi-final allocation draw is made with pots of countries who have very close voting ties. These days we've seen that block voting isn't as much of a problem as it used to be back in 2008, 2009. So I'm not saying it shouldn't be like this, but it's a perspective. Sure. I think it would be more interesting maybe to have the pots split up to, like the first pot 1 would be the powerhouses, sort of those who always qualify, and pot 6 would be the San Marinos, the Latvias, the Andorra next year. What do you think? Maybe that would be more.
But we can't really judge a country or decide its position based on what they did last year. I think that wouldn't be really.
No, I don't think it's
fair as well. We had the system before, like in the 90s, I think, when If you placed like in the top 10, you were automatically in the final next year, and there was all this system. But I mean, I think the system is not bad right now, and I don't see much of a discussion point here.
So I'm going to roll on to the next question. But before I do, I want to say thank you to whoever's watching. And like I said, if you're here, if you just tuned in, we are talking about Eurovision, of course, and we're discussing all sorts of things as the semifinals. We talked about national finals. And we're going to talk about right now running order. We have 2 semifinals with 2 different running orders. Do you think there are any countries that are positively or negatively affected by this running order? And I'm going to start by saying I think Belgium is in a good spot. I personally really like Belgium. And I think it's between it's sandwiched in the middle of the 2 cheapest bops in the semi-final. And I think Belgium's in a good place and they will qualify. Bex, what do you think?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's between Croatia and Israel. And then again, as you said, I mean, they're not really very strong songs. So the Belgium for me, it will definitely for sure pass. I mean, even, yeah, it will definitely pass. Yeah, for sure.
I think the biggest Denmark has to give thanks to ABU because their chances, I don't know, quadrupled thanks to the running order. Finishing the show is a really big bonus. I still don't see them really going through, but at least now they have a chance. And of course, the worst spot, as always, is the second one. So Estonia and Slovenia, very, very tough to get through.
I don't think Denmark will. I still think that
Denmark's chances quadrupled, but 0 multiplied by 4 is still 0.
Love it.
But I think that actually the worst part of the entire running order is in the second semi-final. I had to Google it because I didn't remember, but it's Portugal followed by Bulgaria. There are 2 slow songs, one after the other. And it goes like Albania, Portugal, Bulgaria, and then Finland and Latvia. It makes no sense to me.
You forgot that Georgia comes before Albania as well first. And yeah, that's the slowest of them all.
Georgia the country, not the person. Georgia the country, not the person.
Well, I think that makes no sense. It should have been Portugal, Finland, Bulgaria, Latvia. Like, it's slow song.
I don't hate that.
A bit long. Yeah. I think that it does no favor to Bulgaria, but at the same time, I'm very confident that my favorite, Bulgaria, will make it to the finals. So,
but I mean, I do get
impact them too much.
I do get why they may have made the decision, because otherwise it might be like too many jumps. Of course, like it's a slow ballad, then we're gonna put our middle fingers up, and then a slow ballad, then Latvia, which is just like, what the fuck is that? And I mean,
yeah, Latvia should have been the last one, in my opinion. Like, Latvia sounds too weird.
I know.
Into a yes. Order.
Why waste the last spot on Denmark when you can give it to Latvia?
Nobody cares for Denmark, no offense.
I mean, why end on a bad note?
Are you talking about Denmark?
No, Latvia.
I mean, I get why Denmark is closing. To me, I think someone who does the draw for Melody Festival must have been involved on this one.
Hey,
it's like, you know, Arvingana. Oh, no, Latvia isn't that bad, but Denmark is. And, you know, like, they give me major Arvingana vibes. And, like, you know how the joke entry in Melody Festival makes it to the final and then closes out the show? That's how I feel about Denmark this year. And Moje 3 didn't qualify out of the last spot.
But it's not the same. Like, Arvingana, they are a joke entry in a sense, but they're a memorable one. Denmark is not even memorable.
I'm not going to argue with that.
The last spot, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I mean, Denmark, I mean, it's not bad. I actually like 80s songs, and I love Poland this year. I might be the only one loving Poland, but Denmark is not bad, but it's just not good either. It's just
Yeah, it's just there.
kind of there, yeah.
But when you
It's
think
like a me
about it,
party.
in Dansk Melody Grand Prix, there was nothing.
Oh
Like,
yeah,
it
are we
was
going
better
back to
than this.
national finals? That was the worst
So,
one.
yeah, for like a small parenthesis, like in the end, there was nothing worth in Dansk Melody Grand Prix. So they chose a song in Danish for the first time since Danish was mandatory as a national language. So in the end, we should be thankful for Fyr and Flamme for being there. I will not talk shit about them anymore, okay?
At the end of the day, we need to have someone who, you know, places in outside the top 10 in the semifinals. I feel like this is a song that was selected to fill up the semifinals.
But I wouldn't say that it's 100% certain non-qualifier. I think it does have a chance, and it
I
has
think so
its
too.
fans. And closing the show, people will remember it, and people who love the 80s, who love retro, who love colorful, you know, funny, jokey kind of entries, they will really love it. And I think
'Cause
Denmark
we're
can shock a
still
lot of people.
young.
People who love the 80s are going to vote for Greece, because Greece really serves an entire package for the 80s.
Or Poland.
Greece is not 80s.
What is it then? It's like typical overproduced 80s synth pop.
I mean, if we're talking 80s, then it's Denmark and Poland.
Yeah.
I get what you mean. It is, you know, reminiscent of the 80s, but it's more Ray Lee than Fyr and Flamme, if we're going to compare. It's very Dua Lipa, and those sounds are perhaps inspired
Dua
by
Lipa
80s.
is early 2000. Dua Lipa has very polished productions. That is not something that the Greek entry can claim. The Greek entry is very overproduced, and they would have used some cuts.
I get that you don't like it.
No, it's way overproduced. It's not something people want to hear in 2021. That's why
I
El
do.
Diablo
I
is
love
doing
it.
much better in the Greek charts than last place.
I like Greece this year. I think
Yeah, most
like
people do, but I don't get the hype.
I don't think it's gonna win Eurovision. I think it will be lucky to get into the top 10, but I think it definitely is better than Supergirl, and you know that shouldn't be a
Superflop
reason
was
why
not
I
going
vote
to
for it.
qualify. This one
But
will.
really, that's interesting.
This one will qualify, of course. It stands out
Yeah.
in its own way. It's just me that I don't like it for whatever reason, but I do recognize
That's-
that it will qualify and it will do well, maybe.
Yeah.
All right, you guys, I'm going to have a little pee break now because I drank too much tea before this live stream.
And now
So if
you're
you
going
guys
to spill
want
the tea.
Yes. So if you guys want to talk about Switzerland, then it's going
This
to
is
be
the time.
very on brand with my pee break, okay?
Okay, so we
See you
just
all in a
found out
minute.
that George hates Switzerland, right?
I have his top 39 literally written over here, and I'm trying to go by his bottom 10 one by one.
Okay.
What do we think of Switzerland?
I think it has a good chance of winning, and I mean, we all
Love
know John Steers can
Switzerland.
sing very well.
Love it.
The stage presence is there. The staging will be. I hope it will be good, and I wouldn't mind it winning.
Becca, it's your number 2 on your. No, it's your number 3 on your top 39. How much do we love Switzerland?
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, I think it will actually do very good. It also have the potential of actually winning Eurovision. It's for me, it's a very, very good song. Even last year's, what you with that's up to you. But it's I just love. I mean, even the way he sings it, what's about. Even though I don't understand French. But I get the gist of it. But I love it. I mean, I see the potential of why it could also win Eurovision. But then again, I do also understand maybe why people may not be a big fan of Switzerland this year. So there's that.
Yeah, I I like it. I did have a bit of a difficult experience with it when I heard it the first time because I was so into Répondez-moi. But our Swiss fanboy is back. I was just saying,
Hello.
I think I enjoyed Répondez-moi that bit more, but I've had a year of Répondez-moi, and I've had 2 or 3 months of Tout l'univers. So I'm expecting to love it just as much. I do think it can win. I don't think it will, but it's definitely up there. And I think, we've got 5 countries this year staged by Sacha Jean-Baptiste. I think if there is one that could really disappoint, it might be Switzerland.
Yeah, I do think that Tout l'univers is not that hard to stage, while Répondez-moi was much harder to stage. Like, Répondez-moi would have never won, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I don't expect Tout l'univers to win because it's too derivative of arcade, and I don't think anyone wants 2 slow male ballads in a row.
Eston is triggered.
I'm not.
Sorry about that.
Okay.
Thank heavens. But I mean, I think he will do well. It's just harder to stage than most entries, but they will manage somehow.
I want to go back to someone mentioned Slovenia earlier. Definitely victim of the running order. And here's the thing: when I watch, I listen to the song, it's one of my most played songs this year. But when I'm cooking or doing something, at home, and I put the playlist on the TV, to me the song takes a brand new moment. I don't know if this makes sense, but that key change, and when people will see it on TV, I feel like it might do better than people think it will, and I hope it does.
Absolutely.
Will it qualify? Maybe in a different running order, but I don't want to say that running order will make that much of a difference, but I would love to see it qualify. I don't think it will as of now, but I look forward to seeing what it brings to the night. And on that note, I want to ask the next question. Out of the countries that are not predicted to do very well, which of those could we see surprising eventually in the
I
result?
already answered that one. I said that the Czech Republic is going to do very well.
Well, in
That's
that
my
case, we're
opinion.
gonna go to Eston. What do you think?
Well, let me see who's in the odds. I don't think Iceland will do as well as the betting gods put it 5th. I don't think it will make the top 10. It's not as good as it was last year. It's a decent song, but I think it might be forgotten a bit. The choreography saves it, I think, but the song itself isn't really doing anything for me.
Hello, Gilbert.
I'm hoping that Italy doesn't reach the top 10 as well. I really dislike this song, and to put it 4th with 11% winning chance, that just blows my mind.
And it's getting higher.
Not gonna happen.
No, I disagree on that. I think that Iceland will do very well, actually. Like, it might even win, because in the end, okay, that dance is a little gimmick, but I did the Lithuanian dance for some reason. But locals really love those things. Like, people at home will vote for that because they find it quirky and relatable and stuff like that. So I wouldn't write Iceland out at all. And I'm not even a huge fan of it. I'm just saying that objectively, like, every odd is for it to do well.
Rebecca, do we like Iceland? She is muted. She will figure it out. Okay.
Okay, but what do you think?
I like Iceland. I'd like it more than last year. I didn't get the hype on Think About Things. I really didn't like it, and I know someone from Italy didn't like it very much either. I love it this year. Do I think it could win? Maybe. I mean, if we're looking, I think this is, a lot of people have said it, and I agree. This is a really open contest, 2011 vibes. And if there could be one song that just rises from wherever it is, maybe it could be Iceland. I can see the Televo getting behind this a lot, but
Actually, one song that is criminally underrated, Ireland. It's the best Irish entry for a very, very long time, in my opinion. I love it to bits. I almost put it first this year, but Finland edged the first spot. But Ireland is my second this year. For sure, it could be first very easily. I love it. And it was at one spot like 33rd in the odds. Now it's 26th. I just do not get it at all. That I reject believing that.
But I do get it why Ireland is 26th place. I mean, okay, Ireland is the most country to have won the Eurovision. Okay, we get it. But is this the best song that have Eurovision have sent? No, it's definitely not. I mean, it is an improvement from last year, from my like in my opinion, but not for it to win Eurovision or even to come top 5, maybe top 10. But then again, I have my doubts if it'll ever make top 10.
I do like Leslie, but so far she hasn't been the best live performer. So
That's true.
even
That's
though
true.
Maps has Maps has strong potential for an epic performance, I don't know if they will manage to pull it off, but I wish her the best because she's a really nice girl.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I do wish her the best.
Great.
It's just this song, I mean, it's definitely better than last year, but I don't see it. It's not something wow. I mean, but just it's like
I don't mind
it's
it.
there and we can enjoy. I don't mind it, but
Yeah,
I definitely don't see it as winning the Eurovision. Definitely
I
not.
definitely think it's a borderline qualifier. I would love to see it qualify, but it took me a really long while to grasp the melody, and I like it. I really like it, but I worry that viewers won't have that much time to get behind, to for it to be that memorable. I think it's in a good place in the running order. It's between the worst song of 2021 and the most overhyped song of 2021, in my opinion. And I think we can all guess who those are. But I can see a path for it to qualify. And I think if it qualifies, Ireland can be happy with any result above 26th place.
Plus, Ireland actually is performing right before the pause, right? Before the break.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
believe.
That's true, yeah.
So basically, it's a small win, finishing the running order, the first half
Yeah.
at least. So
Yeah.
I think it will stand out and people will remember it, especially after North Macedonia.
That's
Oh
true.
my god, we
That
haven't
is
talked about
true.
Macedonia yet.
That
Do we
song
really
is
need
We don't even
horrible.
have to talk
That's
about
not
it,
a
I think.
song. It's not a song. It's a vocal show
Let's
that
not
goes
talk about
absolutely
it.
nowhere.
Yeah, I mean,
It's absolutely horrible.
It's unacceptable. I mean, that's not a song.
I'm gonna
Okay, you
talk
have a
about
good
the
voice. I
elephant.
get it.
No.
I'm gonna talk about the elephant in the room, and one song that isn't talked about the most, one song that is not really talked about that much, and I think it's gonna qualify, is Latvia. I'm gonna start my defenses before I get the attacks.
Hell yeah,
Samantha
they
Tina,
will qualify.
Samantha Tina is, to me, one of the most compelling artists this year. You watch her and you like her. At least that's what I get. The song, okay, maybe I liked Still Breathing a little bit more just because there was that frantic energy to it. But her vocals make the song, in my opinion. And as much as I do think it's a borderline qualifier, and I'm not putting money on it to qualify because I'm not as confident as I am with other countries, on the qualifying segment of semifinal 2, I'm going to be holding a Latvian flag because I think it should really qualify. And I think, again, just like
should.
Ireland, if it comes anywhere above 26th place in the final, we're good. But I'm not gonna go to the hater. I'm gonna go to Georgia. What do you think about Latvia?
I really like Latvia, and I have a small theory. So you guys know that Jessie J She hasn't had a hit since Bang Bang with Ariana Grande and Nicki Minaj back in 2014. And then she went to China and she has disappeared ever since. I think that Samantha Tina is actually Jessie J. She looks the same. She sounds the same. There's no way that isn't Jessie J. Like, come on.
No, definitely no.
To me,
No.
they're the same person.
I
Oh my God,
mean,
somebody's asking what we think about Lithuania. I should get out my Lithuanian flag.
Wait, let's give the
Let's
mic
finish
to
this discussion
Yeah,
about
yeah, yeah,
Latvia.
yeah,
Listen,
yeah, okay.
Latvia is unlistenable. It is the worst song this year. By far, it is much worse than North Macedonia. I can listen to North Macedonia.
No.
I
No,
cannot
can you
even
put an unmute
listen
button
to
on your
10
mute button on you?
seconds of Latvia. I absolutely hate it. It's much worse than last year. And I will say that I watched her performance in the Spanish pre-selection. Not pre-selection, but what's it called?
She performed
Yeah.
The
where
pre-party.
Switzerland and France. Okay.
Yeah, Spanish
The
pre-party. That version I actually did like. That was an acoustic version of The Moon is Rising with basically just the piano and her voice. And if that would have been the entry of Latvia, I would have, I don't know if loved it, but I would have liked it. The original version, I'm sorry, but that is one of the worst songs
I'm
ever
offended.
in Eurovision.
I am
Guys, we
utterly
need to stop.
offended.
We need to stop talking about flops. Somebody asked about Lithuania, so we should.
Wait,
discuss
how
that.
old is
Continue. I agree with that.
No, wait, let's finish.
Hold a second. Hold a second.
Latvia
Hold a
is in your
second.
top 10. Latvia is in your top 10.
In my top 10,
Yes.
it is, but she's going to flop.
We'll see on the 20th of May. What do we think about Lithuania?
Wow.
Thanks,
Yes, we have to answer him.
Pasaulio.
Yeah.
Thank you for your comment.
I'm going to answer by saying that Lithuania is often overlooked this year because it was one of the first songs selected, but it does have many chances to win. It's a very slick song. It's something that people will listen to in 2021. It doesn't sound dated at all. Their performance is going to be very catchy, very memorable. So yeah, I don't like, maybe they won't win, but they will sure end up very high and possibly Lithuania's best result ever. So,
oh, definitely. Yeah. I mean,
Lithuania
there's not even a
fun.
question if it's going to qualify. It's straight to the final. It could win the semi. Actually, I wouldn't be surprised.
I think it will win the semi-final.
It's much better than Fire, in my opinion. They're like even improved. Yeah, I think they
prefer
even improved
Discotheque as well.
Like, it's a very good song.
Yeah, for sure.
People will find them annoying, maybe personally, but you can't deny that it's a very well made song. So
yeah, plus the performance.
And it has a vibe. It definitely has a vibe, you know. I mean, and even if you listen to the lyrics closely, I mean, it's actually saying what we have been doing for the past year and a half. What I have been doing is, I mean, I've been dancing in my room because we have no parties to go to. So it's a song that actually people can dance to, whether you have good moves or not. So I definitely love the song. Discotheque is definitely better than last year's. But I can see it going very well within Eurovision. Whether it, I mean, I think it actually maybe for me top 10, maybe top 15. I think I do see it.
I think it will go top 10, definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, if we break Lithuania up, it's quirky. It's a very modern entry. I mean, you could hear it in the radios for sure. It has good lyrics, relatable lyrics. It has Vaidotas, whose stage presence is just incredible. I mean, the staging overall already in Lithuania was incredible.
Yes,
and I mean, it has everything.
Yeah, what I like the most about
it definitely is underlooked, and it has a chance of winning. Is it better or worse than On Fire? At first, I would have said On Fire was a lot better, but actually, I needed just some time to get used to Discotheque, and now both are very, very good for me.
What I really like about Lithuania is that while many songs at Eurovision tend to be quite outdated, their song sounds like a convincing 2021 song. Like it's not dated at all. Like I really admire this. Because I don't know about your countries, we are Western Europeans here, more or less. People in Italy associate Eastern Europe with tacky and dated stuff, and Moldova's entry is pretty much everything that fits the Italians' idea of Eastern Europe. Well, when they get to see discotheque, they're going to be like, wow. I mean, it sounds very convincing as an
I love
international
this
hit.
but I like Moldova as well.
Me too. I
I
like
have no problems
Moldova.
with Moldova. I just feel like it's really, really tacky.
It's true, though. It
and
does feed the
song.
stereotype, especially with the visuals. I think it really does feed the stereotype. And there's an Eastern European beat to it that I heard with Maruv's song, had it gone to Eurovision.
I love Maruv.
Yeah.
Love
I
that woman.
mean, Moldova has just a Kirkorov vibe. It has a Kirkorov beat.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's better than last year, but I mean, it's not really going to the final, I think.
Really?
No. I mean, the song just
borderline.
isn't good. I mean, even the staging, I mean, Moldova can do staging. And if they do something similar to, well, not similar to 2018, but, can elevate the song, then
Kirkorov
it can
again.
qualify. Yeah, but purely ranked on the song, it's not going to qualify.
Yeah, I completely agree with this.
That's interesting. I think there are a lot of bops in that segment. We have Serbia, we have Moldova, and do I think all of them are going to go through? Probably not. If I have to predict which one of those two at least is going to qualify, I would put my money on Moldova, because at least, this is the last week where we don't have rehearsals. Like, this is a week before rehearsals. If I could put my money on one song of those two who will have really good staging, we know it's probably going to be Moldova. And Serbia makes me nervous.
Yeah, and I
don't
mean,
think Serbia's going to qualify.
the running order does actually, I would say, support it, because we have 50s Austria, which is, I think, underrated, but it's not going to qualify, definitely. We have Poland, which I personally love, but it's not going to qualify because not many others do. Then we have Moldova, which is so out there and so different. And if it does have good staging, it will stand out. And then will come Iceland, which is not really that extreme. It does have, I would say, the stage presence as well. But Moldova has a good place, and it's 7th, which is not bad at all. And it's in the second semifinal. So, I mean, it's not out, but I mean, let's see.
Borderline. I will say most second semifinal participants are borderline in the end. So it's really hard to
I agree.
Very few are surefire qualifiers in the end.
Who do you think are sure qualifiers from the second semifinal?
From the second semifinal, I feel like Bulgaria.
Switzerland?
Pretty sure. Huh?
Switzerland?
Switzerland is definitely going to qualify. Who else is in the second semifinal?
Finland.
So we have San Marino, Estonia, Czech Republic, Greece, Austria, Poland, Moldova, Iceland, Serbia, Georgia, Albania, Portugal, Bulgaria, Finland, Latvia, Switzerland, Denmark.
Yeah, also the Czech Republic, I said I'm very confident they will make it. Iceland as well. And I feel like Albania will make it because their song really stands out. Like, I don't see a scenario where Albania doesn't make it. They have the ethnic element, they have the memorable element, and Angela is a very convincing diva. So I don't really see Albania not making it, but that's just my supposition. Maybe it will
well, the running order does support Albania because it's between Georgia and Portugal, which are two very, very slow songs, and Albania does have a ethnic punch to it. So
yeah, Albania
it could qualify very well.
That's all I'm gonna say.
I think in semifinal too, there are 11, maximum 12 countries that could qualify. Some of them are obvious qualifiers: Bulgaria, Switzerland, San Marino, Finland, Iceland. And I think Greece is definitely going to qualify. I don't think it's borderline at all. And then I'm left with, I do think Moldova is going to qualify. I do think Albania. Here's the thing: Albania, Latvia, and Czech Republic. I can see them all having some wicked staging, and in my predictions video on my channel, I had them as the 3 most borderline. Eventually, I picked Latvia and Albania to qualify. Now I'm starting to think that all 3 of them would qualify, and Serbia might get knocked out. I don't think Poland's going to qualify. I don't think Austria's going to qualify. Certainly not Denmark, Portugal, Georgia. Yeah, I think it's much. The field in semifinal 2 is much narrower than obviously in
Yeah, for
semifinal 1.
sure, definitely. I mean, for me in semifinal 2, I only have 7 songs that I want them to qualify, but then the other 3, I'm completely lost who they might be. Just I'm not a big fan of semifinal 2. I mean, as I said before, like I don't like Poland, I don't like Serbia, definitely don't like Austria, neither Denmark, even though I like the 80s and the 90s, but don't like it. I mean, even with Georgia and with Portugal, I can continue going, but yeah, not looking forward for semifinal 2 to be fair.
From the second semifinal, I think San Marino, Greece, Bulgaria, Finland, and Switzerland are all. That's 5 songs that will definitely qualify. Others, I would say, all are borderline. Georgia is out, but others do have a chance.
Even Portugal.
Even Austria.
Yeah,
Austria could be saved by the jury.
that can surprise.
Portugal.
Listen, Panda got 0 points with the televote, and her song was arguably much more palatable than this Gary Barlow B-side. It got 0. I can't see this one doing that much better. I mean, and I think maybe the juries will try to save it, but this is Claudia Faniello all over for me.
Oh, Claudia Faniello. Bless her.
But someone asked us about Norway.
Sean, why don't you tell them what you think about Norway?
National selection, but
yeah, well, I'm just gonna
go. Who likes Norway here? If you like Norway, raise your hand.
Wait, what? Okay.
One shy hand.
Tell us about why you like Norway.
Okay, so I mean, I've watched the national final with Sean, like being from the same country and everything, and it was. I mean, I know there were definitely much better songs than Tix. It's just it has something to it. I mean, I definitely like it in Norwegian, not in English, but I mean, it has this something which I don't know what it is, but that I actually like. But I'm not like a huge fan of it. I mean, if it doesn't pass, I mean, to the final, it's not gonna make a difference, to be fair. But there's something that I like about it. I mean, I don't know, maybe it's the bait. I think so, but I know it's not very very popular amongst the fans, of Eurovision. But I mean, if I had to choose between Kano and Tix, I would definitely have chosen Kano for sure. But there's something about Tix that I do like.
Yeah, someone definitely is Estonian. Yeah, that's me. But about Norway, I think that it's like one of the most bland songs we have this year. But at the same time, it's the most over the top performance we have this year. Like, I mean, I can listen to it maybe, but I can't watch it. It's too much. It's just too much. I mean, huge angel wings, like sunglasses, then 6 demons. I mean, chains. How many cliches can you have?
I would say
in
7
one
demons.
song.
There are 7 demons on that stage.
Well, if you count Tix himself as well, yeah.
Listen, I'm trying to be really nice here. I didn't mind Tix back in MGP. I thought the song was okay. I thought, you know, Tix is a big star in Norway, obviously, because that's the only reason why I could possibly see him winning over what was sacrificed in the national final. Every year, we have people being bitter on songs just because their national final favorites didn't win. And I can forgive Sweden for not picking Dotter. I can forgive Croatia for not picking Nina Kraljic. I really like Pony X in France, and I obviously can forgive that. I cannot get behind. I'm sorry, I cannot get past the fact that Kano aren't at Eurovision, and it just stops me from trying to like Tix. About the song, if I have to speak objectively, what is it? It's like, it's so bland. It's okay. I'm a fan of a full bowl of Cocoa Pops with a lot of full fat milk, and Tix is giving me skimmed milk, fat-free milk, on top of like a Cocoa Pop, like a single Cocoa Pop. You know what I mean? It's that kind of bland.
Your comparison to Tix and Cocoa Pops. I mean, no.
That's how I feel about Tix and
That was a very
Fallen
original
Angel.
metaphor.
I
What
love
don't
it.
like
I love
about
it.
Tix, what I don't like about Tix is his complete lack of energy. He's like singing and he sounds bored. He looks bored. He looks lifeless. That's what I don't like about him. That's my issue.
I
with
mean,
him.
yeah,
His
the
song
only
is
good song.
okay. He though, it's just not
I mean,
made
yeah,
for live singing, and that's not surprising
exactly.
for
The
genre of
song
music
is
he makes.
the song is not bad.
Mhm.
It's not good.
Mhm.
It's just okay. You get nothing from it.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's
and the
pairing the
English
wrong
lyrics,
Oh,
are just, oh, come
it's
on.
horrible.
Oh, I
person.
mean,
That he wrote
it
sweet but
it has a
type of.
good message. I get it. He has come through a lot. I mean, okay, we all,
think
I
we
mean,
all-
we get these stories from each country basically. So we can't judge a song based on the story or based on the background. We have to judge a country based on the song and the performance.
Thank you.
And
Mhm.
it's just not
Also
doing it.
because nobody outside of Norway knows about his backstory, and if
For
he
a
goes on
reason.
stage with that headband and with those huge glasses, people are going to assume that he's some clown or something like that.
Yeah. But
So,
it
yeah,
will stand out.
that's the
People
problem.
will remember it, and based on that, purely, it could qualify because it will stand out that much based on the
But it
performance.
doesn't stand out in a good way. That's the problem.
I agree.
No, I get
For
I
us,
get
for
it's-
us, it doesn't. But I know a lot of people that absolutely love it as well. So
Oh yeah, I have two
we
friends
just don't
who
have them
actually
here in this room.
lust after Tix. They're
Yeah.
like, "Oh my god, he's so cute," and I'm like, "Are you just trolling?" But they're that serious about it.
I feel like, and I'm gonna.
I mean,
This is the last thing I want
song
to say
I
about Tix.
listened to on the radio. Sorry.
No, go ahead. Go ahead. Okay, I'm going ahead.
Okay, thanks.
Um,
I can listen
She's
to
going
Tix on the radio, like when I'm driving
okay,
or doing something. I think we're
Yeah,
getting stuck.
it's radio filler. It's not really radio friendly. It's more like radio filler in my opinion.
But I mean, the performance is a bit tacky.
Hmm.
yeah. The last thing I want to say about Tix personally is that, okay, we get it. You have a backstory, but every time the camera turns on, he wants to talk about his sad backstory. Tell me what the song is about, because the song is about nothing related to your backstory. Tell me
It's a
about why you
basic
like
love
Eurovision.
song.
Tell me about why you entered Melody Grand Prix. Don't tell me that, oh, I'm so sad, no one accepts me in Norway, my name is Andreas, I'm from... Shut up. Shut up. I can't stand it anymore, honestly. I really am done with it. And I hope it doesn't qualify, because it will take a spot out of a very competitive semi-final. It will take probably Ireland's or Israel's or even Belgium's spot. That's it from my perspective on Tix.
But we're not hating Tix. I believe we're not hating
Oh,
the
no,
person
not at all.
himself.
We love
It's just
Tix,
the
we just
song.
don't like
It's
the
just the
package.
song.
Yeah, the song and
Yeah.
the packaging.
Yeah.
Speaking of someone who we like, but we might not be that much into their song, where did my list go? Australia. What do you guys think? I'm gonna go for my pee break.
Okay.
Wait,
Oh
hold
no,
on a
no,
second.
definitely not.
You drank too much beer, so was it drinking beer by the way? Like he was drinking something like yellow or something like that. I don't think it's appropriate to drink alcohol in a live stream.
Wow, we have to talk to him later, definitely. Yeah. But Australia,
And-
George.
Oh, Australia, me. Well, I really like Australia's song. I don't think it has any chances to make it to the final, but I like it as a song. It's very Charlie
I find her
XCX
very-
meets Marino and the Diamonds. Nothing much to say about it though. Like, I wish Montaigne the best, but the fact that she won't be in the Netherlands means that SBS doesn't really believe in her and didn't want to give her the budget. So you understand.
Yeah, and I mean,
Yeah.
she
It's
said
like-
that she wasn't very happy with live on tape, so not really expecting something good from there.
Mhm.
And I mean, the song I actually liked at first, but it has just kept on falling in my ranking.
Yeah, same here actually. It was number
And-
2, that's number 6.
It was never that high. It's like
Same.
between 20th and 30th somewhere.
Uh-huh.
But it just keeps on falling. And I mean,
Nothing much to say about
I don't know.
I didn't mind it when I heard it the first time. But again, the thing with this year is that we compare a lot to last year. And I hated her song last year. I genuinely think it would have had problems qualifying. Yes, I think it would have had problems qualifying because it's even her, maybe they wouldn't have taken that to Rotterdam, but her stage performance in Australia Decides was,
Yeah,
I mean,
it was horrendous.
talk about Samantha Tina being weird. So
What
yeah.
was she trying to
Samantha Tina,
express?
I was talking about the song and the song being
Well, okay.
bad.
Yeah, well, I think Don't Break Me was much worse.
Yeah, don't
Oh, come on, come on. I mean, okay, the performance was bad. Yeah, I agree.
Bad.
It had a good idea. I mean, with it being one shot and all, but the clown makeup and everything, that was too much. They would have
That's what it takes.
done it a lot better in Rotterdam. But the song, I mean, the song was really good in my opinion, and it was miles better than this year, and it would have definitely qualified.
I think that the song was really basic last year. Like Norway this year wouldn't have left much memorable in the viewer. Yeah, like Don't Break Me was really, really basic, and especially it was not appropriate for the type of artist that Montaigne sells herself as, because she kind of sells herself as an indie alt artist. And it's weird to me that they went for Don't Break Me, which is such a basic song that anyone could sing.
I agree. That's why I liked Technicolor that bit more. But still, I like the choruses of Technicolor, but the verses, I have problems. And again, I think this is borderline again. And I think just as soon as I came back from my toilet break, Eston, was it you? You mentioned the live on tape being used for Australia. I hope they don't pity her because of that. I
do
really
pity
hope-
her because of that.
But I hope that it doesn't translate into sympathy votes, because ultimately we would just be,
Nobody will notice anyway.
I hope so. I hope so. I'm gonna roll. Go ahead.
No, I was asking which questions are left. Because
Yeah, I literally was gonna go on and mention Big Five countries. We haven't talked about Big Five that much.
Oh, that's a
And-
question for Becca.
Yeah. Who's your favorite Big Five country, Becca? Although I think we already know.
Did we lose her again?
Least fit.
Oh, you see.
I see.
Giorgio,
I
why
mean-
don't you go until
I mean, I
Becca finds-
barely
Oh,
am hearing anything, so
Okay, we'll give Becca a second.
bear with me.
Yeah.
While I will answer the question, I'm going to be honest, I don't like any of the big five countries. Like 4 of them are in my bottom 10. And the only one that's kind of high, and by kind of high, I mean like 20 something, is the United Kingdom. But I do feel like Italy will do very
Yeah.
well. I don't want to
You
be
guys
biased
seeing
here.
me?
Yeah, we hear you. But yeah, I don't like any of those songs. Like Spain is too bland. France is just not my thing. Germany, let's not even talk about it because I'm going to insult him. United Kingdom.
Deutschland, Deutschland, überall.
What else? United Kingdom. It's okay, but it's too much like BBC Two radio folder. It's like a song that a DJ is going to talk over. And finally, Italy is. I already said it's not my type of thing, but I do recognize its broad appeal. While I don't really understand the appeal with France, yes, it's a chanson. It's very traditional for them, but I don't think, like, if you look at their history at Eurovision, I don't think they will do very well. Like, the bookies have her second, but who is going to vote for that?
Well,
Okay, well, France is my 5th this year. Spain is my 14th. Then we have United Kingdom at 21, Germany 25th, and then we go way down to Italy at 33rd. And of course, the 6th country is the Netherlands, which is somewhere in the bottom 36.
Oh, yeah, Netherlands, we all forget about it. And probably the people of Europe will forget about the Netherlands too. Like, I don't see the Netherlands getting any televoting points from anybody apart from
neither
Belgium.
jury. I don't think they're gonna do well with the jury either. I feel like host countries tend to struggle just because, well, you don't want to have the same host country next year, I guess. So,
but one thing is being the host country and sending a song that will not win, but that will do well. Well, what Israel, Portugal, and now Holland is doing is sending a song that is going to come last. That's the problem.
Yep.
Yeah, I do think it will come last.
Maybe not last, but bottom 3. Like, I don't see any other scenario.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it could very well finish last because, yeah, like you said, I don't see the appeal for the televoting, and I don't think that the juries will really appreciate the sound either. So, another failed host country.
What do we think of Germany?
Okay, you clearly have something to say.
What do I think of Germany? Well, first of all, 120 strong jury selected that song, so I don't even want to know what the others sounded like. What I think about the song itself is that it's pretty much, and I'm not exaggerating, the worst song of all time at Eurovision. Like, I can barely consider it a song. It sounds like a parody. He is annoying. He looks annoying. He looks like somebody I would have bullied in high school. Like, I'm not even kidding. He's annoying. And what else? And the fact that he keeps saying that he doesn't feel hate and then spends hours looking for hate comments and making TikToks out of them makes him a hypocrite. I don't like anything about that entry, and I'm confident that nobody's going to vote for him, because who's going to vote for a balding guy in his late 20s? Like, come on.
I agree with most of that. I don't think the song is horrible. To me, it's essentially background music, YouTube background music. Put in some Stefan Raab B-side album from 2005, and Jendrik bothers me a little bit. I mean, there's a lot of toxic negativity online. I feel like he has toxic positivity. You can't always be that happy all the time. You can't always not feel hate. We all feel hate. Some of us know how to deal with it. Some of us know how to ignore it. Some of us, it gets to us. I love the message of the song.
That message.
I love the message of the song, but it takes a while as well. I mean, I don't feel hate. I don't feel hate. I don't know. It's about, all of the things it's about. I had to be told that. I didn't get that in the 5-minute video that they put on the Eurovision YouTube channel. And yeah, I don't think it's going to do very well. And, Ben Dolic deserves a mention.
Mm-hmm. Another problem with the German song, as you said, is that it sounds like a Stefan Raab B-side from 2005. The problem with Germany is that their taste is very, very tacky. Like, the Italian stereotype of Germans is people who are sunburned and wearing sandals with socks under them. you know. And Jendrik perfectly embodies the stereotype of tacky German that we have here, and he's going to get no votes from us.
Esther,
Actually, I just want to say something positive for
because
something
you don't
different as
feel
well,
hate.
because I don't feel hate. I just feel sorry for you guys for hating it so much. I mean, it's not gonna do wonders in Eurovision. It's not a song that's even gonna compete for the left side of the scoreboard position. It's not a song that any of us would have expected from Germany, I think, especially after last year. But about the broadcaster selecting the song, I mean, let's just think back 2 years to 2019 and Sisters. It was added in the last minute. I mean, they had a huge selection, and they had selected, I think, like 6 entries, right? And then they just thought that, okay, I think that Switzerland or Austria reject the song, and they thought, okay, let's put it in there. Just let's take 2 girls, add it in there. Let's give it a good spot in the running order, and boom, it won. Oh, how wonderful! Nil point. But
I'm sorry.
But I think Jendrik is a good change to have in the mix, and it's gonna have something. We're gonna have a positivity bomb explode in Eurovision. There are people who are gonna remember it, who are gonna love the energy, who are gonna love the message. Definitely, it's not gonna be lost. It will get votes, not from the juries. Definitely, I can't see it getting any points from the juries, but the televoters will at least respect it. And I actually do like the song. I mean, would I really listen to it on a daily basis? No, of course not. But when it comes on, I'm not bothered by it, unlike Latvia or others. So let's go.
Who is your favorite?
Wait on, you talk about positivity, but it's forced positivity, and it's desperate, and you can tell that it's desperate. Like, he's trying so hard to be happy, but to me, he comes off as miserable.
I mean, whenever I see Jendrik in Instagram or in interviews, he is always like that. I mean, so I don't think he's even pretending. That's just who he is.
Whatever. I will never vibe with somebody like that.
Who is your favorite Big Five?
My favorite Big Five. Or Becca's.
Mine
would be. Now that we have her, we don't want to lose her.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly.
I'm sorry. Mine would be Italy and France for sure. My favorite. Then Spain. And then I think it would be between either Germany and Netherlands. I'm forgetting someone. United Kingdom. I'm not a big fan of United Kingdom neither, but if I had to choose, I would put United Kingdom. I think
Italy's your number one out of 39, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
I mean, this would be my running order. So Italy and France, Spain, Netherlands, United Kingdom.
Your rank, not your running order.
Oh, sorry. Apologies. But definitely my least favorite would be Germany. I mean, okay, I like the message about inclusivity always, but I don't like the song.
I think, well,
du hast Jendrik.
Du hast Jendrik. My favorite, Italy is my number 2 this year, and France is my number 7 or 8. Definitely runaway Big Five winners for me. I do think a Big Five country will win this year, but I'll get to that a little bit later on the video. Måneskin, I just love their vibe. Måneskin. I just love their vibe. Someone from Italy, whose quote I'm going to use in this live stream, told me these exact words after the Sanremo final. Måneskin are staging, and they are. They're perform. You have to watch them perform. for you to really get behind the song, I think. And even though some people will not get behind the song even after they watch them perform, I think they will really, really, really do well on the performance. And that helps me put them a little bit higher. I do love the song, and I think they have good vocals, but switching from Italy to France, yeah, France has it all for me this year. It's a beautiful chanson. It was
It's a very good song.
the rightful
beautiful.
winner of the French national final, and yeah, I like the United Kingdom, but I think I'm gonna be so harsh, I feel like, but
then again,
I feel like
think
I like the song more than I like James Newman. I feel like James Newman doesn't have that much going for him on a performance side of things. Song is good. It can be the new jingle of Love Island, but I don't think it's gonna get the UK in the top 15.
Yeah,
so
you're
we
right
can
about
we
this,
can we
though.
can expect people from England saying, "Oh, Europe hates us, Brexit, the vaccine now." Get ready,
You're right.
get ready, because that's what
Embers
it
is not a bad song, but James is not a natural live performer. Like, he looks so awkward on stage, and I don't want to imagine what they're gonna do during their instrumental breaks in Embers. I hope that they switch the camera off of him to some dancers, because
we have
otherwise
an
it's going to be
audience.
like
Let's
him
put it
doing
on the
this. It's going to
audience.
be so awkward.
I don't even I can't imagine how the staging will look like. Even who will they have on stage? I mean, musicians
will
or
have, like,
dancers or
random
him
dancers.
alone, or like what
No,
will happen?
God
I have
forbid.
no idea. Yeah, exactly. But
I mean,
I mean,
he needs them to fill up the stage. I mean, he definitely needs them.
He needs
I
a
mean,
lot
but
of staging because he has no presence.
yeah, but at least we can say that the song is representing what UK's music scene looks like, and it is a decent entry. It is a decent radio hit, and it's not a song that would do well in Eurovision, but it's a song that will do and has done well in radios. But actually, what I remember, we're talking about possible winners and all great entries, but we haven't even mentioned, I think, Malta.
Ah.
Oh,
Should the Maltese take the word?
Which one?
no,
Both of you.
I'm not gonna.
Okay,
Maltese.
I'll take one for the team. I love the song. Okay, I love the song more than I liked Destiny songs last year. I definitely think it's one of the best songs we've had in the last few years, and I like the fact that we're playing with languages. Je me casse,
It could be
I think Destiny's a really good performer. It could be. I think Destiny's a really good performer. She can sing the crap out of any song that she does. But I feel like my judgment is a little bit clouded by the fact that we can actually win. And I genuinely don't think this is the best song this year. There are more songs that I like. And usually I don't really pay much attention to the lyrics, but I feel like the lyrics can come across as arrogant sometimes. I am not your dummy. It gives me very much sort of Netta vibes. It's bordering on arrogant, and some people might have a problem with that. Like I said, I don't give too much of a crap about lyrics, but I'm Maltese, obviously, and if I want our song, like if I want to see Malta winning for the first time, I want to look back at that moment and say, "It lost ya." That's literally what I would say in Maltese. I would be like looking back at that moment with so much pride and so much.
And lost ya.
Yeah, and I'm not sure if that would give me that moment this year. I love the song, and I would definitely go to Euroclub next year, even though I won't be living in Malta, but who knows?
Well, I'm actually the opposite. I don't really like Je me casse as a song, but I really like Destiny, and I don't think that she comes off as arrogant. I think that
No, I said the
she's
lyrics
independent. Yeah, the lyrics, they don't come off as arrogant to me. She is an independent, empowered woman of color, and she's expressing this, and she can totally pull it off because she's a live performer in the end. She's a powerhouse vocalist. She has every talent in the world when it comes to music, and she's exploiting it in the best way. And I can totally see why Malta is the favorite to win. Number one, because not the best song, but the best packaging wins. And she can totally serve the best performance of the night. I am confident about that. And second of all, with this pandemic thing, next year they want to keep things all downscaled, because I don't expect Europe to have resolved the pandemic by 2022. So if Malta wins, it's a small country, and everything can be managed more easily rather than, making it in a huge country with huge arenas and stuff like that. So I feel like they're going to allow a Maltese victory that they never allowed before.
Because we never had a good song for a victory.
No, that's not true. You guys deserve a good time. Like 2002. Come on, Ira deserved it.
Yeah. A bit more, in recent years. Who could have taken it home?
No.
Taboo?
No.
Okay.
Destiny
Listen.
Chukunier. One name.
I'm kind of, I think, between you two. I mean, I would have said that it is Netta 2.0. The message is basically exactly the same. I'm not your toy. You're not my whatever. That's exactly the same. And I think I'm very confident that without this message, Malta would not be number one in the odds.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, nothing against the message at all. But I mean, we have how many songs this year alone, that have basically exactly the same message?
The moon is rising, isn't it?
And I mean, Destiny is a great performer. He has an amazing voice. The song is good, but I would be very disappointed to see it winning. I wouldn't like this song as winner, and I think I would like it much more as just a top 10 entry. And I mean, I don't know. I do like it, but I don't love it.
You know what? We're in a pandemic.
Thank you, Santiago, who agrees with me.
Thank you, Santiago. We're in a pandemic. We deserve a happy, uplifting winner. And I think that Miss Destiny can totally serve what we need and what people want to hear during a pandemic. Something fun, uplifting. That's just my opinion.
Lithuania.
Yeah.
San Marino.
Destiny takes it to another level.
Finland.
Yeah, actually, yeah.
Let's talk about Finland.
Finland is
people?
Please.
two of us, number one. Two people here have Finland as their number one, and I'm the second.
I have it in the top 10.
And so does Becca, if she manages to find her screen. I would much rather see Finland. I would love to see Finland win. I think Eurovision is overdue for a rock win. I think, I don't get the hypersensitivity thing about the lyrics of the 27 Club. They ironed that out in an interview, and they said that it was completely, not meant to be offensive or anything.
Sorry, I'll just jump in quickly. I mean, we dive too deep into the lyrics. We pick one word out of the entire song sometimes, and we just tear the band or the performer apart. It happened in Estonia with the rock song. I mean, it wasn't a good song overall, but
Alabama.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, they said everything about it. It's just a song written from a standpoint of a person who would say that, of a typical middle-aged conservative Estonian, basically. They're not the same person. They're just telling the story, telling the song. And this year as well, we take the 27 Club. I mean, who's saying that they actually, I'm so pissed about it. The cancel culture and everything about it. I mean, just people, let's take a step back and not think too much about every single word. Okay, please continue.
I
One more
agree with
thing
you
about
so much.
Finland is that everybody says that they're going to split votes with Italy and maybe lose votes to us, but I really disagree. They're both rock songs, yeah, but they are two completely different packages. Finland is a more traditional rock song, like it's much catchier than Italy's. I will say it's in English, and their look is completely different. They're like a heavy metal look, while Italy's look is a vintage type of rock that is going to appeal to completely different people. So I feel like both can do very well and both deserve to do well.
Yeah, I second that. I think, why it shouldn't be a case where we only have one rock song in a contest for it to win. I think rock is a very, it's a genre with a big audience, and it shouldn't be just one song in a contest. Santiago said Hattari. If last year we could have Hattari, then this shouldn't be an issue. And I agree. I mean, we all expected the juries to put Hattari last with 0 points. They didn't do so bad. I'm not saying they will rank Finland first, but I think, and it's interesting we bring up this jury thing, because if there's one year, 2019, the juries got spanked so hard for putting songs like Spirit in the Sky, Hatrit Munsigra, for putting them so low. I think in the absence of Eurovision last year and coming back from coming back to 2021, I would like to think, I'm not sure if it's going to happen, but I would like to think that the juries will be a bit more open-minded in, not punishing songs that are so not mainstream. And if that's the case, then I can make a case for both Italy or Finland to potentially win Eurovision. But again, this is more of I would like to think, as opposed to I think it's going to happen. If it happens, I'm not surprised, but if it doesn't, I'm not surprised either.
You need to consider that the juries in the end are like a small televoting. They vote for what they like, and they don't really have any criteria to follow. So their voting is always unpredictable. So you can't really make any guesses about how they're going to vote, because yeah, some songs are more likely to be jury bait than others, but in the end, they might like one song that nobody expects them to like. For example, Macedonia in the last edition that happened, and just all vote for it. They vote for what they like.
Yeah.
So yeah, can't really.
Yeah, but in the betting odds, actually, that's just, I don't know if it's funny or stupid or just wrong, but Finland is 11th and 10th right in front of it is Norway.
Huh. Norway's a bit over anybody else. I don't understand why.
Me neither.
To me, they're an obvious flop to me.
Yeah, me neither.
I think there's so far.
I think it's just there to be that one song out of the bookies top 10 that doesn't make the final. It's, for me, it's just there to be that song, I guess. And yeah, it's there. But the last question I had prepared is very simple. Who do you guys think is gonna win Eurovision? And I was gonna start with Becca, but she's been having plenty of toilet breaks. Eston, go ahead.
Okay. First of all, who are the possibilities? Malta, France, Switzerland, Lithuania, Finland. I think we can narrow it down to these 5. I think Greece will do very well, but I don't think it will win. I don't think San Marino has a chance of winning. Bulgaria is there as well, but I don't see it winning. So I'm afraid that Malta will win, but I'm very much hoping for either Finland or France.
Bex, who do you think is going to win Eurovision?
It's either between. Sorry, it's either between Italy or France.
Two very
and maybe Switzerland, but it's definitely between those 3. I definitely don't see Malta winning. If Malta wins, I mean, would I be really
And
happy
tell us
that
about
she
Malta
won?
because you didn't get to speak to us about Malta.
Okay, so
yeah.
okay, I know I'm Maltese. I should be rooting for my home country song, but I'm not. I mean, the song isn't wow. I've heard the song the same beats over and over, like with every single song that nowadays is being produced. Maybe the message, I understand the message being a woman, especially being a woman of color, but apart from that, I don't see what the big deal about the song is. It's just there's not for me. There's nothing special about this song. And in fact, I think I felt that. I mean, from all the years that we sent to Eurovision, it is the best song compared to the previous songs. It's just I don't see what the big deal it's about. It's about. I mean, I to be fair,
So
I
Italy,
preferred last
France,
year's
or
at this
Switzerland
point in
for
time.
you?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I
George,
would be happy if I did three of them.
Georgia, who's gonna win Eurovision?
Very tough question. I don't have the answer right actually, but I do think that it's going to be an upbeat song. And if I have to place my money, I'm against gambling myself, but if I have to place my money on someone, I'm going to give a very unexpected answer other than Malta, which I do think has a chance. But the second biggest chance is actually Iceland for me.
I knew that was
like they
coming.
really, yeah, because I feel like they serve a whole package. The juries are going to like him. People are going to like him. It's already charted in Belgium, I think, the song. And I don't know. I just feel like Iceland can serve a whole package and win. They're not necessarily my favorites, but in the end, they deserve it because I very much prefer this song to the one they had last year. They're not overrated this year, which makes me root for them even more.
Mm-hmm.
And but in the end, as you said, it's a very wide open competition, so even Lithuania can scrap a surprise victory. But I'm more on Iceland's side for my prediction.
I think actually Iceland is very overrated this year. Fifth is way too high.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Can I just say they've been climbing this week. It's been like beneath Lithuania, and this week they
cookies are opening their eyes.
Yeah.
I mean, if we take a look at the position history in the betting odds for Iceland, then 9th of March it was first. Then it dropped to 8th. I think that was when the song was released. And it was 8th until like 25th of April. And now it's just been climbing to 7th, 6th, and now 5th position.
As they should. If you guys are into wasting your money, then waste it in Iceland.
I think I have to give a small shout out to Bulgaria. Whereas I don't think it's gonna win, I think they would have come very close to winning last year. I think this year I wouldn't mind to see Switzerland win, but like you said, Giorgio, it's a bit derivative from Arcade. I don't think it's the same song, but you know, there tends to be a pattern. There tends to be a pattern at Eurovision, and it's never the same song winning, you know, the year after. I think Malta has a chance, but like I said, I want to look back on our winning moment and say yes.
Mm-hmm.
So that leaves me. I would love to see Finland win because they are my number one, but I think it's gonna be
Finland.
Between Italy and France. I think Italy's gonna win the televote. I can feel it so
again
comfortably, definitely. When have they won the Il Volo? Yeah. I think Italy's. I can't see any other song winning the televote. I genuinely can't see any other song because if Malta is the bop that everyone is listening to, we've had severe problems with televote, and whereas I think this year we won't have that many problems, going from problems every year up to winning is a bit too unrealistic in my opinion.
I don't support these theories about televoting.
That's
like,
okay.
If you think about Israel and Portugal, they flopped consistently until Amar Pelos Dois and Toy. They won the televoting by a landslide, and then they went back to flopping with their usual flop songs. So if the people get to like one particular song and performance, no matter which country it's from, they're going to vote for it. And if
But
they
Amar
vote like
Tolstoy's
Malta's,
was niche enough to carry a lot of people who actually were thinking that Eurovision is becoming too much, you know, fireworks, pyro staging. I feel like that was a vote for simplicity. And
and genuine.
I think people were literally voting. Mind you, I don't resent Portugal winning, but I probably think that a lot of people were saying, I'm going to vote for this song as opposed to I'm going to vote for Portugal. Yeah, so I think Italy's going to win the televote this year. I think France is really going to do very well with the jury, probably winning, I think. So it comes between those two. I think, you know, Italy might not do astronomically well in the jury, and I think France will do well enough in the televote to probably win.
So another slow song winning.
Yeah,
But I'm gonna go with Ains.
But I wouldn't be surprised if either Malta, Switzerland, Lithuania, or Iceland. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if Iceland carried through. But someone asked us about Romania, and we didn't talk about Romania. Anyone wants to?
I am going to talk about Romania since I love it. You also love it?
I love that song. Sean hates it. I know that Sean hates it with a passion. I love that song. I mean, it's very. It makes you. I know. I just love it. I mean, I know. I don't think it will go through. I don't think it will. It's just it's a very nice song to listen to, and then even the way the beat changes. I just like it.
Yeah, like to me, it's one of the most immediate songs this year because the melody is very catchy, and I feel like Roxanne is such a cool girl. Like she's very relatable. She reminds me of Olivia Rodrigo and people like that who are currently people's favorites. She has the indie girl voice, and people love that. Like Roxanne, in my opinion, she's going to be successful internationally sooner or later because she really is a very cool girl, and I wish her the best. And I'm going to support her because she's one of my favorites this year.
Well, before she's gonna go international, she better learn English. The pronunciation for the second year in a row is not really that great. I mean, it's sometimes difficult to understand what she's saying or singing. But the song itself, it's good. I do like it, but I don't see anything like special about it. I think it could be forgotten in the semi-final. It could just be there. I want to compare it to it was I think 2019. Which country?
Panda?
No. She was alone and was it? I don't remember. I'm gonna look it up.
Okay, Google it. Why
it's
I
really
say
getting on
how
my
much
nerves,
I can't stand Romania this year.
Okay.
I didn't mind. I didn't mind Alcohol You. I think it was okay. Amnesia. I don't know. It's just not my thing. I second Eston with the enunciation issues. I can't understand the word he's saying, and I think this will struggle to qualify because I don't see much televote coming in for this. And it's not even, if there's one ballad that's going to stand out in semifinal one, I think it's Belgium. I think it's so unique. Hooverphonic have a bit of a niche, have a bit of a name as well in Europe.
It sounds like an old lady.
Well, an old lady never sounded better. An old lady never sounded better. I love it, and I don't really, feel that Romania is going to do much well. If it qualifies, I think it will. I think I won't be surprised, but yeah.
There's 3 countries that we haven't mentioned yet at all, and the first one is one of the favorites, Cyprus. What about Cyprus, you guys?
You want to go ahead, Beck?
I mean, Cyprus was at first okay, it was wow, it had all the hype, but then it lost all the hype. I mean, I'm gonna say it. I mean, as soon as you listen to the song, you start singing Lady Gaga's song. Pretty sure. I mean, I do it. I mean, like it has. I mean, maybe she incorporated. I mean, the different type of like songs together. But I mean, for me personally, I mean, at first I was like listening to the song constantly, but nowadays I don't even listen to it because it literally, for me, it died down. So I don't see how. And personally, I mean, Cyprus has been sending since 2018, since Fuego, the same song, because they thought they're gonna win, but they didn't. And I think they will continue sending this type of songs like they did in 2019, on hoping
Unless
that
they
one
learn a
day,
lesson this year.
one day that they will win on with the same basis with Fuego, but all its hype. I mean. And even the name El Diablo. I mean, why are you singing? Why do you have a Spanish name when you are where you are Cypriot? No correction. She's Greek, I think, right? She's
Yeah.
Greek.
Yeah.
So I don't get it. I mean, I don't get it.
You know
I
what?
could be wrong, but that's my opinion.
You know what? I agree with you that they shouldn't be trying to replicate the Fuego formula too
Mm-hmm.
much, because Eleni Ferreira is a once in a lifetime performer, and Tanta, as
Yes,
much as I love her, doesn't come close, and Eleni, as much as I love her
not
song,
at all.
doesn't come
Not at
close
all.
either. Yeah, so trying to replicate the formula is useless without a worthy performer like Eleni.
I was gonna say, the last question is, let's all talk about one country that let everyone can mention a country that we haven't talked about. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of Cyprus this year. I don't get
Mm-mm.
it. I don't mind the song. I think it's probably gonna qualify, but I don't think it's gonna do as well as people think.
Yeah, I really love the song.
If it does qualify, I can see it coming 19th. Like,
19th?
yeah, I can see it flopping hard if it qualifies,
Yeah.
and that's no one's
Mm-hmm.
to say that it might not be a shock non-qualifier, because
I feel like it's going
semi-final
to
one is
end up
very competitive.
13th, but not 19th.
I don't think it's gonna do as well as Tamta, as well or as not well as Tamta.
No,
Someone
definitely not.
asked us.
I mean,
Yeah, you
Where
want to
is
finish off?
Eston though?
oh, okay.
He'll
Sorry,
be.
because I thought you were going to
Yeah,
speak. I mean, I was even surprised in 2019 that actually Tamta like actually passed through the semifinal, but then it didn't go well in the final. So let alone this year. So I don't think that Cyprus this year will pass. And if Cyprus will pass, then we are losing on on other countries that maybe have the potential on actually
Ireland.
passing. Case in point, Ireland.
We might be losing on. Some people think that we might be losing on a country that someone actually asked us about and we haven't spoken about. Russia.
Russia.
That isn't a
I
song.
mean, I'm not a big fan of Russia, not at all. I'm sorry to any Russian fans or who are here, but I love the song. It's it's even the beat. It has everything. Even her when she performs. I mean, she gave everything in that performance, and you can see that she gave actually everything in that performance.
Giorgio.
And I'm hoping that she brings the same vibe, the same motivation for her when she performs in Rotterdam. But I love the song. I'm surprised that I actually like a Russian song, but I love it. I
I
mean,
admire
I just love
Manicha's
it.
artistry. I admire her artistry, and but I don't think that the song is listenable on its own. Like Russian Woman is a song that needs a performance to make it come alive, because otherwise, to me, it's just unlistenable. It's not even a song. Sure, when she performs it on stage, she is very memorable, and I have no doubts in hell that she's not going to do well in the televoting, because she will do well in the televoting. Apart from the fact that it's Russia, it's a very memorable performance, but the song itself is my third to last.
Wow.
Yeah.
Eston, is there any other country that we haven't talked about that you would like to conclude
Only
on?
Ukraine.
Well,
Oh yeah,
well,
yeah, we haven't talked about Ukraine. Yeah.
first of all, I heard you were talking about
Yeah,
Russia. I wanted to compare Romania to Armenia 2019.
Oh,
Not the song
ooh,
even, not the song itself. I think that
vibe.
Roxanne's song is a lot better, but just I don't know. I have the gut feeling that it will get lost in the semi. It will not have the same impact on the stage as it has in the music video, and I'm afraid that can we call it a shock non-qualifier? I don't know, but
I think we can.
but yeah, I think she might struggle. Now Russia, I hated it at first. Did not like it at all. It was, I think, my least favorite from the national selection from Russia, and all of the 3 songs were terrible. I know, but actually, lately when I've watched the performance, and I agree, you have to see the performance as well. I think it's quite quirky. The topic is not really funny, but I think the performance is. I mean, her facial expressions and the way it all looks, and at one point it's just old school Russian, like la 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 la, and
I love that bit.
yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
same.
And I think it will be memorable. And at first I would have said, like, no, please don't let Russia qualify. But actually, if it does, I'm not surprised. And it gives us something different that we haven't seen from Russia. I don't know if ever, maybe. So I don't even mind it, actually. It's not in my top 30, but it might get there finally, because I've really grown to like it.
Yeah, I guess Russia's in the list of songs that I will be embarrassed to listen to in public.
That would be Dandy Danza. But Russia,
Oh my god, I don't even listen to
Russia,
that.
I
No
really
reason
like
to
this
listen
year.
to it.
I loved Little Big, and I was upset to see that they're not coming
Oh
back.
yeah,
But I think I really like Manizha as an artist. I really like Russian Woman as a song. I think it's going to qualify. It will be interesting to see how the juries react to this, because it is a textbook jury killer. But
Poland 2014. That's going to happen again with Russia.
well, at least they qualified. So I guess
Yeah, I think Russia
maybe
will
they will.
qualify for sure.
Yeah.
Like, there's no doubt.
Yeah. Ukraine. Anyone wants to say about something about Ukraine?
Um, I don't know. I mean, I preferred the first version, but of course it had to be changed. I get that. And first I was very disappointed by the new version, by the revamp. But now I've listened to it more and more, and it started growing on me again. And I think that Ukraine will definitely qualify. And I think Ukraine, well, they have a very good track record as well. And it's so special, so unique, and I love Go Away. The voice is incredible, and yeah, I mean, it's very near my top 10.
I love Ukraine. I didn't like the first version because I felt like it was too long, and I actually reacted to the first version on my channel, and I got so much hate for it, but not more than the hate I got from Romania. But we don't feel hate, do we? But the revamp, I love it. I really like it. It went from my number 20, bottom 20s, to my number 14, and maybe I think they did a really good job by shortening it. I mean, one, they had to, and two, I think it really helped them that they shortened it. But yeah, I love Ukraine, and I hope it qualifies. Some people are thinking this might be Ukraine's first non-qualification.
Oh yeah, I don't want Ukraine to lose their qualification streak. Like,
Me
they
neither.
have to qualify. I'm going to be mad if they don't qualify. Even though it's not one of my favorite songs, I don't really think anything about it. I do want it in the final, one, because it's Ukraine, and two, because, like, for the sake of diversity, because it's so different from all the other songs, actually an explosion of culture and colors and flavor, and I think it's necessary to have Shum in the final for these reasons.
I agree. The one song that we haven't talked about at all, and I guess we can finish off with this one, very, very quickly, Croatia.
Oh, you're right about it.
I'm going to start off. I'm not a massive fan. I don't hate it. It's a middling bop for me. I think it might not qualify. I can't see 5 or 6 bops going through from semi-final 1. And if it does qualify, Cyprus must be setting off their alarms.
I mean, Croatia is just, it's there again. It's that kind of song. I don't mind it. I don't really look it up to listen to it. I think it's good, but nothing else. It doesn't give me any emotions whatsoever. And I don't really see that as a good sign. I mean, yeah, I don't see this qualifying. I really don't. We have so many similar-ish songs in the first semifinal, and I think a lot of them are better. So we already mentioned Cyprus. There's also Israel and so many others. Like, no.
Rebecca, you like Croatia?
I think she likes it.
Yeah.
Can't hear her.
No.
Yeah. Giorgio, do you like Croatia?
I think Croatia is okay. Wait, Becca's trying to say something.
I think she might be muted.
No, she's not muted.
And frozen as well.
Yeah, she's frozen.
Yeah, Giorgio, go ahead. She'll figure it out.
I think Croatia is okay. Albania is a very valid live performer, but as I said, the song doesn't really leave me with anything. But it does prove that the Balkans can make great pop music too. That's its purpose, I guess.
That's true.
But yeah, other than that, I don't really think anything about it. I'm just happy for the Croatian gays who are very happy about the representative like that. But that's the only thing I can say about it. I won't be mad if it doesn't qualify. I won't be mad if it does qualify. So it's just there for me.
No.
Well, I think we talked about 39 songs. And probably even more because we discussed national finals. Oh, we have Rebecca.
Yay!
We have bits of Rebecca.
So
we have sounds coming.
But I do like.
She likes it.
I mean, I love a song with a good beat, and it does have one.
Amen to that.
And with that, we can end this live stream. I want to say thank you, first of all, to you guys for joining me. And thank you to everyone who's watched. We'll see how many, but yeah.
I'm getting stuck. I don't know if
it's okay. Thank you to everyone who watched. And like I said, if you did like this video, please put a thumbs up. Feel free to subscribe to my channel and to Epic's Eurovision Guys channel as well. And I will be bringing more live streams with these people and some more in rehearsal week. So stay tuned to that. And yeah, happy May. It's Eurovision month. See you later.